Okay, hi. Oh my gosh, it is such a good day here. It's snowing finally. And we've all talked before about I love the snow. I love snow. I want to move to the mountains. Mostly just like, I know it doesn't necessarily snow everywhere that there are mountains, but like the mountains have snow on them and I can look at it. I love the look of snow. Frankly, I'd love to move to somewhere where it's perpetually fall, like that moment of fall into winter. That's like my ideal climate, but whatever. I digress. Um, so I am in such a good mood. I am super excited, and so it's really unfortunate that we have to talk about the Sister Wives one-on-one, because I feel like it's gonna kill the good mood. But also, it is cold as the dickens in here because it's snowing and my husband doesn't believe in heat. And by that I mean, he is home today. It's one of his days off. And so we're not keeping the house as warm as I would like. Whew, goodness gracious. Also, I am on a new medication. It is a diuretic to try and help move the fluid from having idiopathic intracranial hypertension. But it means that I get constant dry mouth. Sorry. So we're gonna just like bear through it. That's what we're gonna do. So as far as the one-on-one goes, I am breaking this down into some smaller videos and then one really long video to talk about Kody and Mary's breakup. I'm doing that because when I wrote my original, let's call it a script. We'll make it easier, call it a script. It's really just notes about what was said and then some of my initial thoughts and feelings. It's not a true script, but when I wrote my initial script, it was 12 and a half pages long. I had a lot of things to interject. So we're going to kind of break things down just a touch, and we're going to start off with the very beginning of Kody and Janelle, finishing off Kody and Janelle's breakup, because this is a hard watch. It's not an easy watch by any means, but we are going to start just finishing off talking about where Kody and Janelle went wrong. And there are some relatively big revelations throughout the whole tell-all. I don't know that we have anything huge necessarily with Kody and Janelle, but maybe there were things that I didn't think were super big that you felt were huge. So before we do that, hi, I'm Cozy. I like to snark on Sister Wives. I'd like to remind you that this video is for entertainment purposes only. It's just my opinion snarking on a television show that they put out there to show their lives. Not facts. Please don't take them as such. Cool? Cool. Okay. So we're going to open with a slight recap. And then what we're about to see in the entire episode. They do this every week. It does feel like the recap and the what are you gonna see in 2 seconds is getting longer and longer, and it's almost to the point sometimes where you can't tell where the what we're about to show you ends and the actual episode begins. I understand that they're like, this is Sister Wives one-on-one, but halfway through it you're like, oh wait a minute, maybe the episode started, because it's getting insane. So we know we're going to see the Ringgate story. We know we're going to hear about the dynamics of communication in this family. And of course we know we're going to finish up with Kody and Janelle's breakup. And frankly, communication in this family is garbage. Is that really anything new to anyone? So let's, unfortunately, skip back to the conversation from last week. And you know what conversation. Suki wants to know about the physical intimacy between Janelle and Kody, and Kody will not answer it. Thank you, God. Thank you. He insists that these are loving relationships, and of course, that's part of it. And Suki was like, was it just a physical relationship where you were both attracted to each other? And now Kody stumbles really hard, like super hard, trying to answer this. It is almost like he's trying so hard to figure out whether he's allowed to say, yes, he was attracted to Janelle, or no, he wasn't attracted to Janelle. And it actually takes far longer than it needs to. And he finally settles on, I don't know. She asked to be in the family. And boy, howdy, I hope that if anyone ever asks husband if he was attracted to me, he says, I don't know. It would just warm my grinchy little heart for him to say, I don't know. She asked to be in the family. What? So he keeps fumbling for whatever reason. And he's like, she thought that this was. And Suki graciously tries to save him from himself. And she's like, because she loves you. He doesn't even bother trying to grab onto that life preserver. And he actually says, no, she was attracted to me. I think he's saying once again that he wasn't attracted to a wife. And I'm sorry, to each their own. But Janelle was very pretty when she was younger. She's pretty now. And I understand, not everybody's attracted to everybody else, but geez, oh Pete, why do you keep having to put people down? Come on. Can we spend 1 minute not putting people down for their physical appearance? First it was Christine telling her you had never been attracted to her. And then it was talking about Robin being a diesel jeans model. And now you're directly implying, in my opinion, that you were never attracted to Janelle in the first place. Janelle, the one wife you sort of seem to get emotional about her leaving you. Oy, okay. So anyway, he says he doesn't know he doesn't know she was in love with him or something crazy about that. And so then we have to hop over to Janelle, okay? Because he's making no sense. He can't keep his facts straight. He can't keep his story straight. And Suki's got a pretty good question here. She wants to know about their relationship more. So she points out that most people fall in love first, and they do look for physical compatibility. And she's like, but you guys had a spiritual covenant. And Janelle's like, there was definitely physical compatibility. Oh, okay. And she is very clear that this wasn't a topic that was up for discussion previously, even up to Suki bringing up, well, you guys had 6 kids. And she's like, this isn't something that I talk about. This just isn't something that I go around sharing about. It's not something that I feel like is everyone's business to discuss. It's not something that I feel like everyone needs to be chit-chatting about. And so Suki's like, well, but besides the 6 kids, I don't think anyone would have ever realized. And so Suki's like, so then making up was the best part of the fight. And she's like, yeah, pretty much, yeah. And then now we go back to Kody, and I am already tired of seeing him in these one-on-ones, and we are less than 10 minutes into the second one, so this does not bode well. He says that he's sitting here with the perspective that his whole family is dismantling, and he's reaching out to this one. Doesn't clarify who that is, and trying to save it. But I'm guessing since he's trying to save it, that this one means Janelle. That's her name, Kody. You can use her name, Janelle. And how about, like, we just don't refer to people like we're going to the store and picking out a hamster? Daddy, I want this one. No. Okay, buddy? Okay. So Suki asks, why in that moment couldn't you say, I love you, I want to reconcile with you? So we flash back to Janelle saying she wants to stay separated, and Kody going, you want to stay separated? Oh. And he's like, no. I'm not in that place. I'm not wanting to pursue her. Kody, you don't want to pursue her. So are you telling us that you only want them to pursue you? Are you saying that it only counts if they are chasing after you? You want to pull away so that you can constantly feel like they're chasing after you. Because I feel like that would make sense based off the things we've heard. We know that he pulled away from Mary, and Mary is constantly attempting to pursue fixing their relationship, and he keeps her at arm's length. We know that Christine constantly felt like there was a standard she had to live up to find that relationship with him. I don't know, honestly, if Janelle felt that way. I'll be honest. Janelle doesn't, let's be serious, up to this point, Janelle doesn't talk about their relationship. She doesn't talk about the physical side of their relationship. She doesn't really talk about the emotional side of their relationship, other than to say that they're best friends. So honestly, of the relationship, Suki's right. Janelle is the one that we have the least information about. But dude, you can't have everyone chase you all of the time. Sometimes you have to do the chasing too. It's called equality, man. I'm just kidding. I know that's not. Anyway. So he's like, I blame not talking to her for 4 weeks on a reason why he couldn't say he wanted her. Okay, so either we need to give him credit for not being the clingy ex and calling her every day, or we need to give him crap for being the clingy ex immediately after she said she didn't want him anymore. So do we give him credit for not calling every single day and be like, baby, I want you, come back to me? Or do we give him crap for doing that every single week after she said, no, I don't want to be with you anymore? I'm not sure. And he's like, I feel totally betrayed. And that brings our betrayal counter to 1 this episode. I think that's actually where we end our betrayal counter. I don't think that we get a second one. He does say he felt ashamed of the fight. And by that, I think he means the Christmas fight that he was taking credit for last episode. And just a hint, taking credit, Kody, usually is perceived as a positive position. Admitting culpability would be more of the shameful side. And yep, we immediately flash to the fight where he says, you need to take culpability to Janelle, and uses that word exactly. So you must know somewhere in your brain that that's what it means. You were so proud of the fight last week, but now you're admitting that you're ashamed of it this week. I don't know. So after the preschool temper tantrum chorus of, I did not, he comes back and is like, but I don't want to be triggered. So let's see if we can reconcile. Honey, you were triggered by a Christmas tree. So if you reconcile, is Janelle not allowed to celebrate Christmas? But Robin is, so... Oh. Are you only triggered by Christmas trees that don't belong to Robin? Avert your eyes. Kody win. Don't look. Bruh. If you can't handle a Christmas tree, how are you going to handle your kids? Her relationship with Christine? Her independence? Make like Elsa and let it go. So he continues and says, she's going, I think I want a separation. And Suki legitimately looks into the camera, Jim Halpert style, with an eye roll. And I am trying to read her here. I can't read it perfectly. I would like to imagine it's, can you believe this guy? But I swear she rolled her eyes and looked into the camera like we were on an episode of The Office, and it warmed my little heart. And he's like, there's a fine line between, we gotta make this work, and this is unfixable. And Suki's eyes widen again. I think it's possible she might be over Kody's crap. I cannot wait to see the next 2 episodes and see how much of Kody's crap she is over. He claims he's in a process of letting go. And of course, Janelle has to be there too. Will I lose myself or will I find myself if I go back to them? I think he thinks he sounds so profound when he talks. And yet, nothing he says means anything ever. No, Pumpkin, if she comes back to you, she will neither lose nor find herself. She will be sitting in a pool of stasis, never being able to do anything ever, because if she does any one thing, even breathes outside of the bubble that Robin puts her in, you're gonna flip out again. So Janelle's back, and she says she doesn't think that Kody really holds out any hope for her. She says she thinks that he likes the idea of the family, and he feels like he promised Robin a plural family. So he's holding on to her because that's the last vestiges of it. To be fair, he did kind of give her a plural family in a way for at least a little while. And technically speaking, you guys are still family. I mean, you're an estranged one, but you're still a family. And I feel the women constantly saying that they have left the family. Instead of saying they've left Kody specifically, they're actually playing into his delusion that once they're gone, those parts of the family just simply don't exist anymore. I think it would be better semantically to say that you have left Kody, to stop saying that you have left the family. Because the reality is, you haven't. You're still being a part of the family. Look at you and Janelle, Christine. And Janelle saying, look at you and Christine. You're still a part of the family. So, say you've left Kody. I think it would help him to understand that he still plays a role in the lives of these children. She also points up that his ego is tied up in it, but she doesn't really feel like he's pining for her. She even shares that Kody's never really said, I love you, I want to make this work. And the picture I'm getting here is very much so that Kody really wants everyone to drop everything and pursue him because he's the prize. Like, that is really what I'm getting. And Suki seems surprised that Kody's never said that, and Janelle's like, not in any deep, intimate way. No, not with any connection, and that's what I needed more of between us, was that connection. And she goes on to list the things that Kody needed it to be, like co-parenting and be less independent in order to earn that relationship. And she's like, no, I don't need to earn a relationship. That's just what I was saying earlier about how it always feels like there's something to attain. And that explains Janelle. She never felt like she had to earn it. She never told herself she needed to. So they do ask Christine to weigh in. And she said, I did feel like I needed to do things to earn love. That things had to be done a certain way per Kody's standards. And she didn't realize how much stress she was under until she finally left. She said Kody liked things a very specific way, like no pepper on his eggs. And that when he came over, it was hop to, cook things that I like, clean the way that I like, do things the way that I like, which explains his comment about how it's not cooking and cleaning. But it had to be really difficult to do all of those things after he threw the schedule out the window, because you never knew when he was coming. So now you're hopping to at the last second to do things exactly how he likes, even though the rest of the time you've kept your home the way that you feel most comfortable. And so, you know what? I actually think I couldn't handle that kind of stress now that I think about it. I mean, aside from the OCD and needing things to be a certain way, if I had to hop to and change my entire life every time husband walked through the door from work, I think I would just lose it. I think I would. Anyway, Christine ends by saying, I just want her to be comfortable in my home. Honey, I just want you to be comfortable in your home. I just want you to be comfortable. Forget him. Forget him. You wanted the family. You didn't just want the man. So be comfortable with your family. But that's really kind of where we've left things off with Christine, Janelle in that section. That's really kind of putting the close to the chapter on the Janelle and Kody breakup, in my opinion. I don't think we're going to see too many more questions specifically about that breakup. I know in the upcoming, I don't want to say trailers, maybe I guess that's a good word for it, we do see a little bit more about Kody and Christine's breakup, which, frankly, guys, that was a while ago. I think we can let that one go now, but he's got to get a few jabs and he can't help himself but insult David for no reason. Man, if only it seemed like David was the kind of guy to come out swinging. I feel like he's actually going to be way kinder to Kody than Cody's being to him. But I think that's kind of where we've left that breakup. I don't think there's much more of a story to tell there. I do want to talk more about, I will be putting out a video on whether or not Robin can speak Kody. I will talk a little bit more about the Ringgate situation, having seen it in its full context now. I think, whoo, buddy. And then I will definitely be doing a long video on the Mary and Kody breakup. That one is probably going to be the longest one of the series that I put out. I am sorry if you guys watch these recaps and are like, oh my gosh, Cozy, would you stop breaking these things up? I just have a lot to say, and I don't want a video to be 3.5 hours long because I know that everybody has a life. So I'm hoping I'm doing the right thing by you. If I'm not, you can tell me down in the comments below. So I'm going to get cracking on filming a bunch of those, and I will be putting them out over the course of the next couple of days. I think I might try to get 2 of them up today, and then 2 of them up tomorrow, and we'll see how I need to get it sprinkled out. Also, you guys did say that some of you would be interested if I can find the Catfish's book at like the library for free and not giving money to them, hearing what may or may not be in there. I know some people were like, it's all lies anyway. You're right, it is, but maybe it is entertaining. I don't know. We'll see. If I can't find it, I can't find it. But until the next one, I'll see you soon.